the Goodreads book tag. If you've watched my channel for a while, you know that I am not a fan of Goodreads. I've made 2 rants about Goodreads. But yeah, I do not like Goodreads as a website. I do think there are so many good things about the site, but I just think they should have updated it, and it just looks like a website from like 2011. And obviously there's just so many valid critiques about the site. But today will not be another rant about it. Fortunately for you guys and for me, I'm not in the mood to rant about anything today. It'll just be some general questions about like the last book you marked as read, some of your favorite authors this year, just some general questions that relate to Goodreads, so it should be a lot of fun. Our first question is, what was the last book you marked as read? And that is Shah and the End of Time by Roshani Chokshi. I actually borrowed this from my friend, and so I just gave it back to him yesterday, which is why I don't have it with me right now. But I read it from my Indian readathon vlog, which I'll link right here. It was a lot of fun reading it for that Indian readathon, and you couldn't see all of my thoughts about it there. But I just thought it was a really fun middle grade book. I don't read that many middle grade books at all, and I just really want to get into them because I used to think that like I shouldn't be reading middle grade because I'm 13 and I should be reading more YA now. But that's just not true. You are never too old to enjoy a middle grade book, and I completely enjoyed this one. It was definitely a different experience, and I had to adjust myself with how a middle grade book is different from YA and how I have to rate it differently. There was no pacing to it. Literally every page just had to have a joke, and I get that you have to keep kids who don't want to read, and so I get why the author did what she did and why middle grade is just like that. But as someone who wants a little slower of a book and appreciates humor, but not as much as it was there. Don't get me wrong, the jokes were super funny. I just didn't appreciate how much humor there was in this book, but I still really enjoyed this book. Our next question is, what are you currently reading? And that is What If It's Also by Becky, Albertalli, and Silvera. This is what I'm reading for the Next Chapter Book Club. This is Next Chapter Book Club Book of the Month for the month of August. By the time you're watching this, the live show has already happened, so I'll link to it right here. But right now, I'm currently 230 pages into this. I don't want to talk too much because you can see all of my thoughts on the live show while talking with some other amazing booktubers. But my overall sense to it is that the romance is so amazing. It's so cute. But the overall story just drags so much, and it should have taken 200 pages to get to what the summary already told us was going to happen. It's just one of those slow books. And also, it's written by 2 different authors, but you can't really tell because the writing just merges. And normally this book just feels like a blur to me. But the romance is really cute. I'm loving all of the characters. And I don't know what's going to happen next. I have theories. I'm pretty sure it's just going to take the cliche romance route, but we'll just see. Actually, that question is, what was the last book you added as want to read on Goodreads? And I had so many books I want to read on Goodreads. Like, most of them I'm not even interested in, but I just want to make a note of, which is why I have 1,700 books on my want to read list. But the last book I put on my want to read is Zoon Garden by Jordan O'Donnell. I think I was watching a Books and Lala video, and this was mentioned in that video, which is why I put it on my list. But I completely do not know what it is about. It was just one of those books that I put on my want to read, and I have no clue what it is about. But it looks like it's about Animal Wars, a loose retelling of Animal Farm. It's the warning our fiercely divided nation needs to hear. It will leave you asking, what is the truth, who's to blame, what is the world's future? Looks like it's going to be a retelling of Animal Farm. It actually kind of sounds like the same exact thing while I'm reading the description. But yeah, I don't think I'll read this for a while, and by a while I mean a while. The next question is, what book do you plan to read next? And I made an entire video about this, about my September TBR, so you could go watch that one. But I honestly don't know which one I'm going to read first. But it might be Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin, because Blood and Honey is coming out. I feel like I'm just going to have that motivation to pick it up first and just tackle this long fantasy book first thing in the month. And watching Naya Reads and Smiles video about Blood and Honey just made me more excited to pick this book up. She kept talking about how like it's a fantasy that is cliche, but it will completely astound you with its amazing writing and how it tackles the cliche, how different it makes itself. And I'm just so ready for that. I'm so excited for the writing. I'm so excited for that hate to love trope. I really want to read this book, but you can go see my full thoughts in that September TBR video. But yeah, you guys do not understand how excited I am to read this book. Alright, so next question is, do you use a star rating system? Okay, so whenever we talk about the star rating system on Goodreads, it's almost always negative because they don't do half stars, but to talk about at length. in my Goodreads rants. But yeah, I do use the star rating system. I'm pretty sure I was going to stop using it. And sometimes I just don't feel like mathematically categorizing a book. But like, it also just works, I guess, and everybody does it. And when I finish a book, I automatically think of my thoughts that I'm going to write on Goodreads and this 5-star rating. Because obviously it's not perfect. You can't just put those hundreds of books you read or tens of books you read it all into a 5-level system. It's not going to be completely accurate, especially if the website you're on doesn't offer 5 stars. But yeah, I do use the star rating system. I think I haven't done it for some books because I just didn't know. And it like shifts a lot. Like I might think a book is 4 stars, but then I change it to 3 stars. Yeah, I do use the star rating system. Leave in the comments below if you use it as well. Alright, so the next question is, are you doing a 2019 reading challenge? I am doing the 2020 reading challenge. I've actually already finished it. My goal was to read 53 books because there are 53 weeks in a year. And I thought that was good. Because I was a fast reader before. I just didn't pick up books as much. And I don't actually know if what I'm saying is even true. That's just what I remember. Because I just didn't count how many books I read. But I've already read 55 books this year. I am super proud of myself for that. There's just been so many readathons and crazy reading vlogs that I've tried. And I tried to read 120 pages every day for a month, which helped. Everything is going to slow way down when the school year starts, but like I'm already like 22 books over schedule, so like I have nothing to worry about. And you should never be shamed for reading 2 less books. Like reading is reading no matter how much you read of it. As long as you're enjoying reading, then that's all that matters. Alright, so the next question is, do you have a wish list? I actually do have a wish list. Leave it in the description of all my videos. If you want to get something from me, you can. You obviously don't have to. I just put it there in case anyone ever wants to get me something. And also because Nikki wanted to give me some books, so I made the wish list just so she could buy books for me. Alright, so the next question is, what book do you plan to buy next? And I don't know. I don't ever really know, and I already like bought 3 books today. And I don't really like buying books if I don't really need them. Because I already feel bad for how many books my parents let me get because they're amazing. So I don't know when I'll buy my next book. But I don't know if I've already filmed and uploaded my 43 book quarantine haul. But yeah, I don't need any more books as of the moment. But when the need arises and I just want to have my own copy and want to like do something with it instead of just getting from the library, then I'll just buy one. Like, I'm trying to think. I already have the October book club pick, which is Clout When You Land. So right now, I don't really need to buy another book. Our next question is, do you have any favorite quotes? Would you like to share a few? And like, I used to really collect quotes, but now I don't really. So if you want like a lot of good quotes, definitely go check out Troy Reed's series on like his favorite quotes. He gets pretty philosophical at times. It's definitely fun to watch. But I'll just read some of my favorite quotes. Angie Thomas obviously has a lot of good quotes, but some of my favorites are sometimes you can do everything right and things will still go wrong. The key is to never stop doing right. And what's the point of having a voice if you're going to be silent in those moments you shouldn't be? From one of us, this line, things will get worse before they get better. This one is from Jennifer Niven and All the Bright Places, which says, we do not remember days, but we remember moments. And yeah, that's just some of the quotes I have saved on Goodreads. There's so many amazing quotes that I've read, and I'm too lazy to go check in my books to find them. I see. Next question is, who are your favorite authors? I think I filmed a video kind of like this. Maybe it was like my favorite fantasy authors, favorite fantasy series, something along those veins. But I haven't read that many books, so I've seen that people only call authors their favorites after they've read 3 5-star books. But I just haven't read that many books, especially not that many books of one author. Right now it's John Green, David Yoon, Tori Schwab, Patrick Ness, Phil Stamper, Angie Thomas, to just name a few. And the last question is, have you joined any groups? Obviously, I have my Goodreads group for the Next Chapter Book Club. I have joined a few other groups. I'm not that active in them, but I am a part of them. Link for the Next Chapter Book Club Goodreads group is in the description if you want to join. We have a lot of fun discussions about what we're reading at the moment, and we've really just built a nice little community in this book club. It has been received so generously by everyone, and I'm pretty sure the What If It's Us live show went pretty great. As of the moment, I am super excited about it. But yeah, guys, that was the Goodreads book tag. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Comment down below your answers to these questions, any thoughts about Goodreads, or your thoughts on the star rating system. subscribe. I post fun books videos every Tuesday and Saturday, and I will see you next time with another video. Bye!